What if the world responds to you in this moment, in this moment, and in this moment? What if it's the world that responds to you, how you're feeling and how you're thinking right now as you're living, as you're breathing? It matches you, like for like. You don't know how powerful you are, was one of the first messages that ever came through to me from Sarafina, the golden matriarch dragon, who is teaching and walking us through particular practices that help us to understand, oh, wow, the world responds to me. It's not about how we've been educated, what we have to remember, how much effort we put in that brings us the rewards. It's like the world responds to us. And that's freaky when you think about it. It's like, oh my God, that means I'm responsible for how I feel. And this is the new 5D way of operating. And this is what the dragons are here to help us move into, to get used to. And this is when people are saying about your frequency matters, what you think matters. This is the law of attraction. But the dragons put in something much more powerful in there. They put in your connection to you, to your soul, meaning that you get to know just how flipping fantastic you are through all the incarnations. But this week, they wanted to bring you back to absolute basics. What if the world responds to you? Not your outside mask that says everything's working out really well for me. I'm great. Thank you very much. I've got it all together. Consider how you would need to change and shift your perspectives to operate from a different premise. Oh my God, so I'm being felt right now. So what comes towards me then is what I'm feeling. Wouldn't you then be very, very acutely aware, which is your awareness, your consciousness, of how you feel, of how you're operating? Wouldn't that make you do things and do different practices to help you understand how you are feeling, how you are operating, so that you can change the world around you? And that's one of the main messages of the dragons. They've come to help break the spell so that you can claim your power, which is your soul, and create your own future. It's not about effort. It's about how you feel and how you put things out there. Your intention is huge. The dragons themselves call themselves the clan. Now, every single week I read from the clan. I read from the messages that they gave me. And I've got my book coming out shortly, which were the transcripts of the actual interviews that I did with Sarafina when she came through with this operating code. So to be operating in 5D means that we're taking on a lot of the messages and the operational codes that the dragons have laid out for us, like how we're feeling, how we can amplify that feeling, what story are we telling. All those things really, really, really matter when we're going into this next era, being the new human on the earth. So, with the added perceptions of your extrasensory perceptions, your intuition, which is your language from your soul coming through your body, when your sensitivities are your superpower, because like, oh, what am I feeling? If I'm feeling that, I'm drawing that towards me. That is more of what I want. I want to feel alive. I want to be happy. I want to be feeling strong, feeling safe. So, what if the world responds to you? Just you. You are responsible for whatever you created. And this means that you can do things differently. You can do the unimaginable. Sometimes the people you least imagine do the unimaginable. They come up with all sorts of crazy inventions that are just fantastic. I don't know if like you, but as a girl, I used to have in my head, there's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be more to life than this. This is no, that's wrong. There's got to be more to life than this. And that's where my term practical magic came from when I started understanding the premise of how we can create our own reality. We will never be finished creating our own reality. We will always have things happening and things appearing, but it is for us to realize I've got this. Only I can change this. And this is what my books and the dragons are all about. You get to be the one that changes your own destiny. I sold £1 million company in the UK solely on my guidance, on my soul guidance, because I heard a question, I felt something coming, and it made me stop and pause, look and listen in a completely different way. And I was like, wow, if I'm going back to there has to be more to life than this, wow. When things when things and opportunities come up to you, are you willing to kind of go wild and go, oh my God, yes, let me try that. Oh my God, yes. I would love to have a go at that. I would really love to see what life looks like from that particular perspective, not just like in wealth or relationships or your health, but like, oh, I'd love to try that. That experience would be amazing. So if you want to live like this and you want to start changing how things are working in your outside world, you have to change your inside world. The main message from the dragons is, yeah, you don't know how powerful you are, and your inner world creates your outer world. So you have to understand that what you're thinking, what you're feeling, how you're resonating is changing what's coming for you from the outside world to you. The world is responding to you. That's it. That is it. If you had that in your mind this week, what if the world responds to me? How am I being? And sometimes you don't even know how you're being because you're so used to being like that in that mask that you don't realize that that's a spell that you've put on yourself. Is like, everything's fine, I'm doing fine. Um, and like, how would you change your perspective to be the person that has whatever it is that you want to create next? That is the goal, and that's the fun of working with the Midas touch, working with the manifest with the dragons. It's like, I never even knew that I was doing that. This is amazing. How am I calling this new era in? How am I calling in this next phase of my life in? I've got some things that I really, really, really want to create, and they're way bigger than me. So, how do I manage that? I wait until the opportunities turn up and they seem bizarre, and I'll be telling you more about one of the ones that's happening for me this week. And I have to say yes to it. I ask my body, is this right for me? But yeah, go ahead and do it. I'm like, but it just seems so off track. Go ahead and do it. So we are going to be pulling out the 4 cards right now of what your messages are so that you can now trust, believe, having your practice, knowing that the world responds to you. So the only one that needs to change is you. When I was on dire, dire, dire straits, I had to turn around and say, I am the only one who can change this. How do I change this? Please show me how. And it was like all about me. How was I feeling? What stories were what I was telling? This goes for your health. This goes for your wealth. This goes for your relationships. Um, so let's start with the cards and see which cards come out first. So we're going to straight into card number 1. The beauty of listening to the cards is that you get a very simple practice every single week, a transmission, an activation that you can do in your own time, in your own way. You can journal about it, you can visualize it, just see what the message comes up. So we're going to dive in. Card number 1 is coming up right now. So let's see what that card is. Bringing it back to basics. Bringing it back to basics. You are the foundations of everything that goes on in your life. Maele urika era, maele horia, e hama. First count. Plopped out. Love it. 53, and then I shall reach for my glasses. 50. Yeah, sometimes really weird things happen, like the cards that I have created here. I had them on Amazon. And I was selling them. I was directing people toward Amazon. They weren't doing flashbang wallop great, but they were moving. Um, and then for some reason, they all got destroyed by Amazon because they'd been there too long. They'd been in their warehouse too long, and I'd missed an email. And I'm like, why would that happen? I was devastated. But then looking back, I'm seeing why. It was costing me money every month. And the cards themselves needed a revamp. They needed a redo. So that's what I've been doing as I've been finishing off the interview with the dragon. I've been revamping the dragon cards and they've been infused with even more dragon magic. So let's go into card number one for this week, the 23rd of February. 53, ceremony, infinite possibilities, open to receive updated and uplifting flow program. Now, don't forget what the theme is for this week. What was it? What if? What if the world responds to you? Let's just see what comes up here. You are under the illusion that you can somehow control and quantify a situation or a person. This is the human's way, by the way, that we think we can control something. But your soul can intervene and put so many other things in your path. It's strange to us, the spirituals, that people want to still quantify how much there is of something, to measure and count when really everything is constantly changing, still growing, still evolving, blooming, rising in waves of frequency, and the possibilities are infinite. The world is changing, the planet is changing, the population is evolving. And it's such new things come along all the time that science can't understand. Mathematicians can't quantify. It may very well be, for example, that somebody said something to you once. For example, 256 shades of grey. Shades. And the dragons respond, well, maybe when, that was at that time there were, but maybe there are like 300 shades of grey now, or there's like so many different shades. Like nothing stays the same forever. Everything is always changing. We as a human population are always on the move. We're always changing, upgrading. People are running faster than they ever ran before. Inventions are coming through. Look at what's been invented in the last 10 years and think, what? What am I going to see in the next 10 years? Like, no wonder there's so much AI because we need to expand our minds. The older generations didn't like us using calculators. Use your mind. And we were like, no, well, there's a calculator. Why would I use my mind? There's AI. Why would I use my mind to write this letter when there's so much AI can do for you, which means you're freeing up the mind to do the uplifted flow program. There is so much more that your mind can be doing, should be doing in this particular era. How's it feeling? How's it looking? How's it everything else? Like your mind is an amazing, amazing thing that doesn't need to be filled with calculations and grammar and all that kind of stuff. But now, obviously, AI and calculators can actually do, computers can do an awful lot, which frees up the mind to create its own reality. There you go. Never said it like that before. Education and proof of something at one point in time does not mean that it continues forever in the same way, on the same trajectory. You are trying to draw logic and theory into a world that is intangible, unimaginable, where fantasy, dreams, creativity, imagination, childhood feelings, excitement, wonder, being in awe with life that has so much to offer. The population is evolving just as rapidly to what we can remember their capacity to use magic, to manifest and create and have skills and knowledge that was forgotten or have just been newly created. Try not to get stuck on what you heard or what you learned and were made to believe, as magic is everywhere and sometimes the people you least imagine do the unimaginable. People do jobs that didn't exist in previous generations. Now, isn't that true? And that's one of the main things I tell my kids all the time. You will do jobs that don't even exist yet. If you told me when I was a teenager that I'd be listening and, and, channeling, and, being a dragon, Nobody. I certainly wouldn't have believed it. Like it just doesn't compute because certain things are changing all the time. I've had so many different kind of jobs. Each one evolves after the other, and I'm like, hi, I never saw that coming because we're evolving. So that is card number one. If you chose card number one, it was a beautiful ceremony telling you just how amazing you are. We're going to move on to card number two now. We're going to let that fall out of the pack, which is what they do. Never get in the way. Step out of your own way. Maila olia ka ikahara maila. Mira elia ka eara hayaka o. Utopia number 58. Do, do, do. More towards the end of the pack today, but talking about the very basics of how we start and create as a 5D human. So card number two is Utopia. She is at the end of the rainbow. She's when you've leaped off the cliff and she's come and caught you and she's saying to you this week, transition to being the oracle, listening to the voice of infinite wisdom, living in the power of being the creator. Aren't we just talking about that right now? What if the world responds to you is our theme. So keep that in the back of your mind and let your cells and your body pick this up. Be consciously aware how your physical body responds as the barometer to your environment for you. When you are connected to your higher self, to your spirit, you do so via your soul, and the world around you speaks to you. And you are naturally sensitive to the energies of the earth, to the people in the room, to the plants, to the animals, and beyond the limitations of your physical body, into your environment that is always feeding back to you. Intuition just isn't hearing a voice or seeing something. It is what's being fed back to you from your environment. How are you feeling when you walk into that room? How are you feeling when you take that call or when somebody calls you? It's like, oh God, no, it doesn't feel right. Maybe you're just being shown this is a scam or this is not for you, or this is so exciting. This is going to like open my whole life up. So let's just go back to this card. You become the observer of life, safe in your own bubble, watching with a new depth of awareness. You never became ruffled by the dramas that unfold, all the experiences of what is wrong or right. You are now observing through the eyes of your soul. And that is with the air of observation that has no judgment, no criticism, or need to be in the middle of the event or the drama or any situation, sharing your beliefs and your opinions. You are just observing. The dragons say it like this. It is our intention to allow people to come back to their body to feel safe, to set about living with their original purpose and intention, which is no small matter. We are the collective, a team, one of many, and for that, a better description would be the voice of God. So, with this theme in mind for the world response to you, you are going to be so much more sensitive and aware when you are looking through the eyes of your soul. You are observing what's going on without judgment, without narration in your ear, within your head, just observing what's going on. If you're doing a meditation, are you allowing your mind to drop, to be really still so that you can pick up your intuitive feelings? What's going on? What information can come through to you when you're being still? You are then transitioning into being the oracle because you're receiving information that no one else is receiving. You can't be educated in this. You have to be able to pick it up from life force energy, from source itself. You are in the conduit, being with the source. You're listening to the voice of infinite wisdom, listening to the power of the creator. You then are the creator. You can then go forward and create something because you are the creator. The state of transition to one who witnesses themselves and has their soul shining through and who can be felt by others is a state of enlightenment. You are shining brightly and you will experience that all cravings, desperate and destructive desires have faded away, and the illusions that once drove you with a driving need to survive simply vanish. You have witnessed the bigger picture and are connected to all, and that has a feeling that resembles the sun coming up, warming you up, softening all of your edges, and melting away all worries, all fears, and all concerns. You have entered into and have become one of a band of wise ones who are rising above it all and assisting others to rise and shine as well. Wow. Utopia, thank you very much for that message today. That was card number 2. We are going to pull out card number 3. Malia ole hahalia hahamalia eka ala. Ochamalia ayaka. Whoopaya. With the theme of what are the world responds to you? What energy are you being in this moment? Okay. Right, this is Sarafina, card number 6 from the pack with all her messages. And this is what she has to say for you if you picked card number 3. Card number 3, this is what Sarafina wants to say to you. Where all creation starts. Where does all creation start? Within you, with your attitude, with your intention, and what you are feeling. Purely observing. All the cards are matched. All the cards line up straight after each other. But this is Seraphine. If you chose card number 3, this is what she has to say to you this week. Where all creation starts. The humble and simple look at where all creation starts is a space that words cannot adequately explain. It is the feeling that comes from inside the body, the feeling of being home, safe, and it is here where all creation starts. There is a practice that you can do to ignite creation. You can do it when you're in your soul state. There is a feeling in your body, a state that affects and influences your environment and everyone and anything that you encounter. Simply by allowing your mind to step out of the way and come to a gentle drop into your body's wisdom. So you can feel from your body, you can understand from your body. You are now interpreting and analyzing everything not from your head. Instead, you are just feeling what is possible from your body. You may call it the knowing state, which goes back to being the oracle, and get these meanings that you have dropped away from your head. You bring all of the busy analyzing as well as your overthinking mind and drop that into your body. Drop it into your heart, feel it into your body. It's a different place. It's a wonderfully intelligent. It is knowing what's at the forefront of your highest intelligence, your consciousness and awareness, which lies dormant at the moment, snoozing inside you. This is when you are able to feel what is affecting you and influencing you. What mood, what temperature, what influences you here, what food, where do you want to be, who do you want to be with? You feel it and you choose from what feels good as to what you follow next. Most of us go, oh, no, I need to do this. I need to work 9 to 5. I need to work so many hours. I put this much effort in. I need to follow what my coach said. I need to do this, I need to do that. So then you start feeling guilty when you start following things that feel better for you. And that's when people are saying to me, Fiona, can you feel into something for me? Because I can't get my head around it. I don't know why it feels so off. And that's when you know, when you feel it for yourself, it's like, oh, now I know why it feels off. But sometimes you just need the extra verification from someone else of why you're feeling what you're feeling. And that's why I'm doing all the time. A powerful creator has evolved, has transformed into one knowing her soul within her body and listening intently to her guidance of what feels good from the intention and her perspective. You are not acting from the mind. You are acting from your soul's intention through inspired actions that flow into your awareness, coming in with a feeling that's unique to you so that you can feel at home in your body, wherever you are on the planet, So comfortable, so at home, so wise, so knowing, so clear, so vibrant, so attractive and attracting. Now, your inner world responds. What if the world responds to you and your inner world is what the outer world is responding to? That's what I wanted to say. Serafina, where all creation starts, she was the first golden dragon that came through to me. Absolute matriarch. So that was card number 3. Let's dive into this week's card number 4 and let's see what you need to know for your week ahead and what activation you need. There we go. Quickly as you like. And I do my dragon language, they just pop out. Oh, okay. We love this one. Card number 4, Bloom. Oh my God, Bloom has such a great message for you today. Keeping with the theme, keeping with the theme for this week, 23rd, which is what if the world responds to you? This is her basic message here. Bring it all back to you. Make it your quest to live with your heart rejoicing. And some people find that really, really hard. They find it hard to be grateful. They find it hard to feel love. They find it hard to feel joy. So if that's you, then maybe this message is for you. Like, just how can you live with your heart rejoicing this week? It will change the way the world responds to you. You may find that reaching a heart rejoicing seems really far away right now. Don't cave into these objections. Experiment with the idea from different directions. Get caught up in the moment when your heart flutters open and you could not hold it in any longer and you had to demonstrate what you were feeling with an action that matched that frequency of feeling and you were just experiencing it. When joy comes in your body, it's not like, oh yeah, I feel joy. It's like, oh, wow, I feel joy. Like, how are you experiencing that with your mask off? There will be moments forgotten that lie hidden and buried under the debris of living and all the seriousness and survival energy that you have come so used to and that you now take to be your normal everyday setting and program. These mundane feelings can simply dissolve away when you conjure up those moments, when you feel in love with someone, or when you're in a special place, or when you're with an innocent child or puppy. Your heart is rejoicing. Seek out these moments and make it your quest. Keep exploring these moments to make sure all of it can seep in, saturate itself into your cells, light you up. You will naturally find other moments and then more moments that have your heart rejoicing. Keep exploring as your mind now willingly shows you what you can remember. And this is who you really, really are with your heart rejoicing. Remember all the great stuff. The more you focus on the great stuff, the more great stuff can come in. The more you focus on the shitty stuff, the stuff that's going wrong, the more of that's going to come in. The world responds to you. The world responds to you. The world responds to you. Moment by moment, thought by thought, feeling by feeling. Most of us have not put feelings anywhere in your creations. It is just wording it out like mantras, and it's flatlining. We need to put the feeling in there, and this is what Bloom means this week by what if you could just seek out and live by your heart rejoicing. So leaving you with Bloom this week, my pink friend, and she wants you to know just how amazing you are. I wanted to allow you to know also that I have a new program that has been designed called the Midas Touch. This is specifically to help you connect in with your soul, to find your strengthening place, to find your, have that relationship, build that relationship with yourself, build that relationship with your inner self so that she can start coming through and you can look at life through joy. You can look at life through being the oracle. You can look at life and have it respond to you in very different ways. You can break the spell of how you've been living. This is so, so beautiful and so important. So this is the Midas Touch. The Midas Touch is actually going to be running through March. It is 12 particular sessions. And all following through and connecting you in with your soul, because you don't know how powerful you are when you allow your soul through to create with you. You're co-creating with your soul in mind. You're saying yes to all the opportunities that pop up. And I will be sharing with you this week some of the most crazy moments when my soul came through. And I've got one at the moment. She's pushing me off in a slightly different direction. Because that's going to help me in the long run. I've also got my book coming out. I've got the revamped cards coming out. I've got a talk at Mind, Body and Spirit in May. And there's something kind of freaky happening now in the background this week and the rest of spring that I will be sharing with you very soon. Now, the Midas touch is when you allow your soul to come through. When you allow your soul to come through more and more and more, and she can start guiding you, and you can start asking her questions. You can start creating your life around her, and that is a beautiful thing. If you want to live more like this with your soul entwined and you're creating practical magic as you go along, I don't just mean about parking spaces or getting money in, but like, how can you live with your heart more rejoicing? And all of the messages that we had today, infinite possibilities are available for you. Moving into being the oracle, where all creation starts. Really, really allow yourself to go in and find your soul and see what she has to say about things, and then make it your quest to live with your heart rejoicing. So those were the messages this week. And in the Midas Touch, running all through March, is going to be phenomenal. The information and the experiences that you have when you allow your soul to come through. My name is Fiona Robertson. I'm an agent for the dragons. I am a dragon. And I will speak to you very soon.